Hello everybody, so this is our presentation about cognitive impairments. I'm just going to get going and walk through this presentation with you guys. I will also post this PowerPoint in itself without the recording for easier studying for the next exam. So here we go. So what is the etiology of cognitive impairments? They are neurodegenerative conditions that that slowly damage and kill neurons. They are often caused by by side effects to medication that interfere with proper brain function. Metabolic imbalances can also cause cognitive impairments. So abnormalities in one's blood chemistry, abnormal levels of blood sodium, calcium, or glucose, that kind of things. Hormone imbalances can cause can be one contributing cause to a cognitive impairment. Deficiencies in vitamins and other key nutrients can also affect brain development, which causes cognitive impairments. So, like malnutrition can also be a factor in in diagnosing cognitive impairments. Delirium. This is very common in hospitalized older adults and can also occur due to infection or other health problems in older people. And then also psychiatric illnesses can also influence cognitive impairments. And these are, these psychiatric illnesses cause problems with memory, thinking, or concentration, paranoia, or other forms of late psychosis, depression, anxiety. And in older adults, it's possible to have schizophrenia or bipolar mental illnesses. And then also substance abuse can also cause cognitive impairments. That when substance abuse affects children in the womb, that can also lead to cognitive impairments. And what types of behaviors are consistent with cognitive impairment? These slides are more directed towards kids, since that's what we're focusing on in this class. And so students with cognitive impairments are usually behind other students their same age in the following areas, but are not limited to just these. They are behind in reading, talking, walking, personal grooming and care. They struggle with memory. They sometimes have a loss of higher reasoning skills, increased forgetfulness, and lower intelligence reading, so IQ scores. And students with cognitive impairments may also struggle with paying attention and can get aggressive very easily. And then how are cognitive impairments diagnosed? So there is no specific test to confirm a diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment. The process of diagnosing cognitive impairment is similar to diagnosing dementia. Doctors will decide whether MCI is the most likely cause of patient's symptoms based on the information the patient provides. They will document concerns and difficulties, assess cognitive abilities, and rule out other medical problems that might interfere with brain function. And many doctors will diagnose mild cognitive impairment based on problems with memory or other mental function that decline over time. Testing show that, Many doctors will diagnose a mild cognitive impairment based on problems with memory or other mental function. Decline over time, testing showing a mild level of mental impairment for your age and education level, and the amount of impact that it has on your daily life. So it's not a cookie, it's like many other things, it's not a cookie cutter diagnosis. There's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration, a lot of things that can be involved in cognitive impairments. So always, be careful and do a lot of research when trying to diagnose or see if children have cognitive impairments. So what statutory laws and regulations and case laws are related to cognitive impairments? Like we've learned a lot in this class, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, and FAP, the Free Appropriate Public Education, both those are associated with cognitive impairments. But we also found a couple other court cases that deal with cognitive impairments in kind of the broader sense of like outside of education. This first one is not related to education at all, but it directly ties to adults that have cognitive impairments. That in the Madison versus Alabama, the Supreme Court ruled that the Eighth Amendment does not prohibit a state from executing a prisoner who cannot remember committing the crime, but does prohibit executing a prisoner who cannot rationally understand the reasons for his execution, whether that inability is due to psychosis or dementia. So that doesn't necessarily affect us as future educators and teachers, but it's still related to cognitive impairments. And then there is also another court case, NJF versus Douglas County School District, which basically says that under IDEA, the school districts must supply an IEP for the child's unique circumstances, and that IEP and the associated goals work to help the child progress in the best way possible, in the most adequate way. Okay, moving on. What is the prevalence of cognitive impairments? The prevalence of cognitive impairments. So there are estimates that suggest 29.8% of the children in developing countries suffer from malnutrition, which can cause cognitive impairments. More than 16 million people in the US are living with a cognitive impairment. The term global developmental delay is generally used for children under 5 years old, while the term intellectual disability is used for older children. The prevalence of the global developmental delay is estimated to be 1 to 3% in children under 5 years of age. What are the educational needs of students with cognitive impairment? There's a lot that you can do to help kids with cognitive impairments, and it's kind of up to you to decide what works best for your students. But some examples of things you can do is help teach them self-monitoring techniques. Sorry, guys. That just help them be kind of self-aware of what they're doing and what their tasks are. Kind of make things interesting. Provide lots of color, lots of pictures. Make sure to model it very well for them so they can understand what they're doing. Provide students with written schedule of classroom routines and timelines to help them just kind of double check and self-monitor to make sure they're always on task. Use flashcards, utilize songs and rhymes to help them remember information. So there's a lot you can do to help these students. And then what are the classroom implications? Always make sure to meet with the parents, because they're their best support to help those students, and always keep in contact with them regularly, and always be aware of the students that may have cognitive impairments and provide guidance for them when they struggle. Break up instruction into small bits so they don't forget any steps. Just take it slow, one step at a time. Use lots of hands-on materials, and have students be put in partnerships so that those with disabilities have someone who can help them with their work. So always utilize other students in your class to help them and encourage them to keep working. And that is all I have for you guys. So I hope you learned something. I hope that answers all your questions. If you have any more, please let us know. So thanks.